Jazzcast Pros.
Welcome, good people. Today, we are talking about float therapy. Yes, float therapy. What the heck is float therapy? You're going to find out in this episode. So, you get to float in the water, and your muscles get to do zero work. Yes, you're naked when you get in the tank. You don't have your clothes on. I talked about self-care last week, and this truly is self-care because my body feels better. My brain feels clearer. There's so many benefits to it. It is a stress and anxiety reducer. I cannot tell you how absolutely incredible the experience was. So I'll get to all of that. And so this was more than just floating for me. This was more than just float therapy. It was me taking a step out on trusting me. Welcome to Living the Front Seat Life. I'm your host, Kelly Marie, and I invite you to take this journey with me. We're going to be talking about all things mental health and emotional well-being. You see, I am a overcomer. If you are interested in figuring out the path for you to determine how and where you will drive your future, this is the place to be. We get to determine the ride. We may not get to determine the weather or who's on the road with us or if it's going to be a scenic route or not. But we are the drivers. So join me on this ride, living the front seat life. So I had heard about flotation therapy and this place called The Flow here in Buffalo, New York. You basically float in a chamber of water, and the water is infused with like 1,000 pounds of salt, and it creates this zero gravity buoyancy type of situation. Now, there are some like natural benefits that they say, you can receive when you float. For example, it's a natural pain reliever. So for me, somebody that lives with chronic pain, they recommend, that flotation can help with that. And I'll go into my whole experience, but I just wanted to give you some pointers. And so I'm actually reading from the Flow website, just so you know where I'm getting this information from. So you're in a flotation tank, and it's just really, it's a tank. It's a big box, but it has a zero gravity effect because it has so much salt in the water. You have no choice but to float. Like, you have to force yourself to not float. But what happens is, because you don't have to hold up your body, you don't have to hold up your neck, and you get to relax, your muscles really get to just be. They don't have to do anything. So if you have inflammation from things like arthritis or, other chronic pains, if you have any issues with like skin disorders, it softens your skin. It helps clean and clear your skin up. There's so many benefits to it. It is a stress and anxiety reducer. At The Flow, their tank is a sensory deprivation tank. And what that means is, when you're in the chamber, there's no sound, there is no light, everything is black, so you don't quite know where you are in the space that you're in. But it's not it's a big space compared to what I thought it would be. I thought it would be almost like a tanning bed kind of chamber, but it's a big, I can't even describe it. It's just a big square, and there's a door. You step in, you close the door, or you can sit down first and then close the door. But there's railings that you can help lower yourself down into the water if you need them. So their tanks are huge to me compared to, again, I'm basing this off of what I thought a flotation tank would be like. I'm thinking more like the boy in the bubble, like something like that, right? Like, not a lot of space to move around. You're just kind of like crammed into this small space. I'm a big girl, so I was worried about size. But you could probably be 7 feet tall and 600 pounds and still fit in there because it's that wide. So when you lay out, I think if I put my arms all the way out I didn't quite touch both sides. Like if I had my hand on one wall and put my arms all the way out, I didn't touch the other wall. But if I moved over a little bit, I could touch it. So it's fairly wide and it's longer than I am tall. And I'm 5'8" and some change. Like I say I'm 5'9", but I'm really 5'8" and some change. I digress. So there is plenty of room for you, if, and it's tall. So when you step in, you can stand up completely. You don't have to duck down. It's very comfortable. The rooms, the way they're set up, when you go into your chamber room, there's a shower in there, then a changing built out alcove where you can sit and change your clothes. You don't have to bring towels. You really don't need anything. Yes, you're naked when you get in the tank. You don't have your clothes on. No bathing suits because it takes away from the float experience. But here's the thing that I really enjoyed. When I walked in, everything's super chill and like low key, great energy. They walk you through the whole process, what it's like, how to get in there, which way to lay, what to do first, to kind of get comfortable and acclimated to the water. It's a very relaxing environment beforehand, which I think is what helps make being in this pitch black chamber much more relaxing at the time. Now, again, I have chronic pain issues. I have chronic pain in my back and my knees. And when I tell you I did not feel any pain when I got out of the chamber, I was amazed. I had an event to go to that night and I didn't have any pain sitting in the seats. I wasn't uncomfortable. It was absolutely amazing. Now, this is 24 hours since I've gone to the float or to the flow to float, and I still feel great. I slept well, so you guys know that I've been having sleeping problems for a long time. Last night, I had excellent sleep. I still woke up once, but it was only once and not 3 times. It was a more peaceful sleep. I'm a lucid dreamer, so I know when I'm dreaming that I'm dreaming, but I didn't feel like I was awake. It was a very relaxing night. When I got up and checked my alarm or I checked my watch, I was so surprised that it was 6:30 in the morning because by, that point I'm thinking in my mind it's probably 5:30 and it was not. So I actually went to Groupon and got a package deal so that I can try a couple sessions out. I talked about self-care last week, and this truly is self-care. I am better able to do for other people now, and of course for myself, but I'm better able to do for other people because my body feels better. My brain feels clearer. I mean, I don't carry around a lot of conscious anxiety, but I know how my body feels when it's carrying anxiety. And I don't have that feeling right now. And so my goal is to go once a month. What I need to be is independently wealthy. So I can just have a float chamber in one of my rooms in my home. So I recommend it wherever you live. Check it out. If you deal with muscle issues like I do, if you deal with joint pain like I do, if you have stress, depression, anxiety. When I read through the list of all of the things that float therapy can assist with and then experienced it for myself, again, it's only been 24 hours. So let me just put that disclaimer on there. But the past 24 hours has been so incredibly chill. I have felt some lower back fatigue, but not pain. Like I can tell there's something there, but it's nothing like my daily back pain. I still have no muscle fatigue. Again, I have a clearer mindset. I don't know how salt water can help you with a clearer mindset, but it was just, and so I didn't tell you guys, I was in there for an hour, and the first couple of minutes, and I don't know what time it is because there's no clock in there, right? You just don't know. But I would probably say it felt like 15 minutes maybe of boredom. Like I was playing with the door, propping it open. When by propping open, you can push the door open so that you could still see the light in your room. So I opened it a little bit and then like let it close, and then I'd float for a little bit, then open it a little bit, and let it close. I needed to settle down, right? But once I settled in, and again, I'm thinking it's probably around the 20-minute mark, my time was over. The time passed that fast. And so they knock on the outside wall. You can hear that through your chamber to let you know when your time is up. And when I heard the knock, I was like, no way. I needed more time. I really felt like I could stay in there for probably another half hour because at a certain point, time stops feeling like regular time. And so, what I'm looking forward to is my next float session to see what that's like, if I have the same results, if I feel the same. I'm thinking, because I've already been in there once, that it won't take me as much time to kind of settle in. But we'll see, because again, this is all brand new. And one of the things, a few months ago when I went to Mexico, I needed to go on that international trip because there were things here at home that I wanted to be able to do and I wanted to be able to experience, but my fear kept me from doing them. And this is one of those things. It's something I read about, something I've heard about, and I thought was cool and would be beneficial to me, but I was afraid to go by myself. I mean, you can't take anybody in there with you in the chamber, so you're gonna be by yourself regardless. So I needed to get over my fear, my need to experience something with someone else. And so this was more than just floating for me. This was more than just float therapy. It was more than just, exploring my new neighborhood. It was me taking a step out on trusting me, right? And I don't know where the fear comes from. It's not like a fear that I'll be harmed. I just am afraid of doing some things by myself. I don't know. That's just one of those things that makes me human. Go through and experience flotation therapy. Let me tell you, you guys, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. But I recommend that you go more than once. Again, I've only gone once, and I think going another time will definitely give me a different experience. So I'll share my experience with you on social media. So make sure that you are following the Front Seat Life on Instagram and Facebook. On YouTube, it's the Front Seat Life as well. So I would love for you to like and subscribe and share and do all the social media type things that one does. But that's where the update will be, over on Instagram for sure. So until the next time, I want to, as always, leave you with numbers for you if you are in need of assistance. So if you're looking for some place to go, you need resources, but you don't know where the resources are or how to find them, try calling 211. It's the National 211 Collaborative. You dial 211 on your phone or go to 211 in your web browser on your phone or actual computer, and you can do a keyword search for the type of services you're looking for. If you are in crisis and in need of an ear, you need someone to talk to, there are crisis counselors ready and waiting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-273-8255, or you can text HOME to 741-741. Until the next time, I encourage you to be the light and share the podcast.